Welcome to day 9 of the Inktober Color Challenge. Thanks for hanging in. And today we have a wild and crazy adventure. Let's get started. Here I am at the Fat Quarter shop. You can see I have come over to Fat Quarter bundles under the pre-cuts, and I limited under the theme to Christmas. I selected Christmas, and these are all the bundles. I'm just trying to get some color inspiration. Here's a traditional Christmas with a little bit of pink, and I am thinking of something like this Holly Jolly palette that has some turquoise and pink and almost an orange in there. So let's use that as our inspiration in QuiltInk for an alternate Christmas. So I am going to choose the same fast track sampler, trying to. So let me come over to patterns. I have to do it in the right order and type in fast track. And we'll get back to my Fast Track Modern sampler, and I can create a new mock-up. And I'm going to go with the actual cover pattern and clear all colors. We've got the outline there. I want to unmerge. Okay, so let's come down to Tula Pink because she has funky colors, and we want this to be in that turquoise, um, pink, orange, and green phase. So I am going to use the Aegean color for my for some of these flying geese. Oops, I'm sorry. I like to have things asymmetrical, so I don't want to use the same pattern for uh, each of these. So I'm going to choose 4 different colors for my stars. I don't know what I'm doing yet for uh, the zigzags. So let's get these. Uh, we'll do the pink. I'm thinking I want, well, and then we'll do do we want pear? Yeah, pear instead. And I'm thinking I want to use that turquoise cerulean. Um, so maybe we'll do a glacier. We'll do a white star. And then I need to zoom in, and I'm going to do a glacier aspect of this zigzag. And I'm going to keep, let's see, 1, 2. I'm just changing the order a bit here I'm going to use those same 4 colors. Whoops. Okay, so I've got my main elements there. And you know what? I used 4 different colors in the stars and the zigzags. So let's do we'll do yellow here. And then I'll go back to my glacier. and do glacier there. And then I think we'll want to use this bright blue as our background. And we're going to make everything float on this background. So I need to zoom in. Okay, I am going to ignore that outer border because if I were actually making this quilt with these funky colors, I would want to bring in some kind of print instead of a solid to tie all those colors together and finish telling the story. I would want, let's go back to the Fat Quarter shop and let's look at some of these prints. And like if we could pull out this, this individual print that had some of those wild colors in it and still had the imagery of Christmas, maybe a pink Christmas tree somewhere, these different ribbons and candies in the other colors, the ones with the turquoise Christmas tree. It would tell the story that I'm trying to convey with this funky color palette. But what would, and that she doesn't, Tula Pink doesn't really have a cinnamon brown border there that I could frame it with. What if I put a deep dark blue around it just because it's hard to have the pattern hanging out there with no color in one of the sections. But yeah, so you can get funky with your color schemes. I don't know that I'd ever be brave enough to make the quilt in this color scheme, but there might be someone out there who just adores it. And I do let fabric inspire my color schemes quite a bit. So we can play off the alternate Christmas theme and see what direction it leads you in. I'm going to save that so you can let me know if you like that different version as well. Thanks so much for joining us for Inktober. Make sure you visit the True Blue Quilts blog and fill out the form for the next prize drawing coming up soon. I hope that you've been inspired by these Inktober coloring prompts and find a little extra joy in your days. See you next time.